Wander.
Sorry, just go with
All
that.
right, here we go. Oh, Patrick's wandering away.
That's all right,
Well-
let him go.
We're going to bring this meeting back to order. Okay, welcome to the Queen Anne's County Commissioners meeting. This is a public meeting that is being aired live on our local cable television station, QACTV 7. These media broadcasts provide county citizens an opportunity to watch and review our scheduled public meetings. In addition to our live audience this evening, we are providing remote options for citizens to watch and participate in county commissioner meetings. Citizens may watch our meeting live on our website at qac.org/live or on our public access governmental television channel provided by Breezeline Cable Services. Citizens may also participate by going to the live Zoom meeting by going to qac.org/public comment, and citizens may also email comments to publiccomment@qac.org. Comments received will be summarized during the press and public comment period on tonight's agenda. We acknowledge everyone's participation, and by attending, you acknowledge that this session is both recorded and aired. Press and public comment will be taken and is limited to 3 minutes per person. If you do care to speak, please sign up at the information table in the lobby. Comments longer than 3 minutes can be submitted in writing for the Commissioner's review. We will now stand and be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Commission President Jim Moran.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Commissioners, that brings us to the approval of our agenda for this evening. So the agenda for tonight's meeting, February 24th, along with the regular session minutes, the closed session minutes, and the roads board minutes from February 10th have been circulated for your review. Do we have any additions or corrections?
Yes, going to make a motion to add 2 additional action items to tonight's agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion to
One
approve the amended agenda and all the minutes as submitted.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
One more absent. All right, thank you, Commissioners. Okay, we just held a closed session under the General Provisions Article, Section 3305B1 for boards and commissions, and Section 3305B3 for land acquisition. No decisions on the land acquisitions, but I do think we have an appointment to make for a board and commission. So.
I move to recommend William Walmsley, Richard Fratsky, and Tanya Wright to fill one of the vacancies on the Property Tax Assessment Appeals Board. This term will expire on June 30th, 2031.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. And just for the folks out there, I will say that these appointments are recommendations to the Governor's Office for appointments, so one of, or maybe 2 of these individuals would be selected ultimately by the Governor's Office for these positions on this particular Property Tax Assessment Appeals Board. Okay, that brings us to press and public comment. So we appreciate all citizens taking time to express views to your county commissioners. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per person. Comments longer than 3 minutes can be submitted in writing. This commission respects your desire and right to convey your message freely. When you come forward, please speak clearly at the standing microphone. State your name, your address, and your topic of interest. And in keeping with the dignity of our office, we ask that all views be expressed in a respectful and civil manner.
Nobody has signed up. Would anybody like to speak? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on.
All right. Okay, we are slightly ahead of schedule. Next on our agenda, we have legislation, and we have a public hearing scheduled for 5:40. So I think we're a couple of minutes ahead
Knock
of
out some of the
schedule.
desk items, or?
Just do the next one.
Yeah, we can,
Citizen sponsored?
Just go to the
yes, we
text
could, yeah,
amendments.
we can go ahead and do the next item under legislation. So that's also under tab 7, excuse me, 7. Item 2, we have, for your attention, we have citizen-sponsored text amendments. We have 9 this year, And every year, and during the first 2 weeks of February, the first 10 business days, citizens have the opportunity to submit citizen-sponsored text amendments. So we have 9 of those for your consideration tonight, and the action that we have would be to convey these to the Planning Commission for their review and a report back to the county commissioners, which would then trigger a public hearing and a vote by the county commissioners. So I can read these if you want, or unless one of you would like to.
I move to
Outline
convey
this.
all of the 2026 citizen-sponsored text amendments to the Planning Commission for investigation and recommendations.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this?
Yeah, I just want to do, because every year we seem to have to reiterate what this means. So these are brought forward by citizens. Every year they have an opportunity to do this. The only other way you can get a text amendment is commissioners themselves would have to bring it forward. This does not mean the commissioners are rubber stamping these or voting on these tonight. We are simply putting them into the process, which that process is they go to the Planning Commission, they get vetted. A recommendation will come back to us. We may send it back again. They could go back and forth. We've had some that have taken up to 10 months, 12 months to get vetted fully. So just for everybody out there, before it goes on to Facebook and every other place, we're not voting on these tonight. These are just getting conveyed to be vetted through the normal process. And as a commissioner, we've always, as a commission, I should say, we've always held the line that every citizen text amendment should at least get due process. So that's, hopefully that'll quell the,
Well said.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, we're voting on the citizen-sponsored text amendments. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
to convey
Opposed?
those citizens.
To convey them, to move them on to the planning
Move them to the
commission.
planning commission.
Oh, no, yeah, same, okay. 5-0.
All right. And there's Mr. Thompson right on cue. And I've got
5:39 on my
5:40.
clock.
I think that,
I don't know where we're at.
I think that clock's a little slow up there, so I have
At 5:39.
I got 5:40 here, so.
All right.
All right, Commissioners, we can move
You're
forward
up,
with,
Pat.
again, tab number 7, item number 1. This is the 2011 Comprehensive Water and Sewer Plan Amendment 1126 public hearing for the town of Centerville. And I'll let County Attorney Pat Thompson read the ad and introduce the applicants. Mr. Thompson?
Ready?
Yep.
This is a public hearing being held at 5:40 PM on Tuesday, February 24th, 2026, at the Commissioners Meeting Room located in the Liberty Building, 107 North Liberty Street, Centerville, Maryland. The purpose of the hearing is to consider an amendment to the Queen Anne's County 2011 Comprehensive Water and Sewage Plan. An informational presentation was held at 5:40 PM on Tuesday, February 10th, 2026, also in the Commissioners' Meeting Room. The proposal being considered is an application by the town of Centerville seeking a text amendment to revise or replace the current requirement on the ownership of lands used to spray, irrigate, treated wastewater effluent. Currently, the plan in section 5.20.24B requires lands used by municipal government for effluent disposal to be owned in fee simple. The town requests the provision be modified or replaced to allow spray on leased agricultural land and where appropriate, public green space, e.g. parks and athletic fields. Copies of the proposed amendments have been available to the County Commissioner's Office and available electronically by sending a request to aquimby@qac.org. All hearing sites are accessible to individuals with disabilities. Sign language interpreters and assisted listening systems are available for individuals with hearing impairment. Persons who wish to comment on the proposed amendment may do so at the hearing. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes each, but written testimony of any length can be submitted before the hearing date to the Department of Public Works, 312 Safety Drive, Centerville, Maryland. Part of the record of the proceeding will be a certificate of publication indicating that notice of the same was published for 2 successive weeks in the Bay Times, Record Observer, newspapers of general circulation in Queen Anne's County. No one signed up to speak. Is there any public comment on the requested amendment? Anyone from the town of Centerville wants to say anything?
No comment? Okay, we'll close the comments.
Commissioner, one thing, I know we typically hold it open for 2 weeks for comment. I got something from MDE this morning that said they would caution moving forward with the adoption of the amendment until their review is complete. So the longest you can put off adopting before it's automatically denied would be April the 7th. So I would recommend that you hold it open until April 7th, the record.
Okay, you lost me there a little bit. Explain that again. What's going on there?
MDE's looking at the whole issue about using leased land. They're the ones that have to permit it. They're the ones that have to allow it.
Oh, okay, I
So
got
I
you.
had asked them early on what they felt about it, and this is what I got this morning, so they're still reviewing it.
So they don't have a policy on leased land with spray irrigation?
Apparently not.
Okay.
So even if we acted, we could wind up just getting
Well,
preempted, or
that's the
no?
part that confuses me about their language, because they have veto power over it anyways.
Right.
So, but I would recommend that you wait till, whatever I said, April 7th.
Or until you receive their comments, whichever comes first.
That works.
Yeah, because our first meeting wouldn't be April 7th.
That's when I had to set put on my agenda in, though.
Okay. Yep, we'll go ahead and do that then. We'll hold it. No problem.
Mr. Director, do we have any examples of this being used on parklands and recreation fields?
I do not. I know it's done, but I do not have an example.
Okay. We're holding it, yep. Thank you.
All right, Commissioners, that concludes our legislative items for this evening. We can move into the presentations portion of the agenda if you like. So, and first up, we have Mr. Roy Geiser, UHY LLP. This is our presentation concerning the report on the audited financial statements for Queen Anne's County. So, I see him out there.
Oh, later, it'll be at the beginning.
Yes, you're up. Yeah, come on up. Yeah, come on up, Jeff. You're right on time. Yep. We're a little ahead of schedule. Come on up, Roy. We also have our finance team. You all coming up?
Oh, you guys want to get all right?
Justine Fraser, Jeff coming up, Jeff. Nicole coming up. Come on. We got seats for everybody.
Jeff, that was a look, get your butt up here.
Come on.
Feel free to come up.
You kind of had that look, I don't want to be nowhere near when this bomb goes off.
I know.
Okay, good evening. Yeah. All right.
This is Roy Geiser, our auditor, coming in to kind of wrap up our FY25 audit and go over highlights for y'all.
Yeah. All righty, I was told I have 10 minutes, so I'm probably going to go pretty quick. This is a pretty big document. We'll kind of consolidate it down, but I am Roy Geiser with UHY, and appreciate you having me come here. As you see on the screen there, page 14 is the independent auditor's report. That's why you guys pay us. A couple key takeaways from this is, one, it's a clean opinion. It's the highest level of assurance we can give you. That's the whole purpose of the audit, is to get that one piece of paper. A couple things in here that I haven't really touched on in a while, but I just thought it would be a good time to go over it. The basis of our opinion is auditing standards generally accepted in the United States of America and governmental auditing standards. So those are I'll just air quote, the science that we have to do to look at the numbers to be able to opine on them. There is an emphasis of a matter paragraph on this page, and all is a yellow light or flashing light to a user to say, hey, in these financials, you have two new accounting standards. One is GASB 101, compensated absences, and the other one is GASB 102, certain risk disclosures. Nothing really on the second one of any importance. And then responsibilities of management of financial reporting. Basically, management has two key tasks. One is fair presentation of the financials, which we have here, and the design, implementation, and maintenance of internal controls to enable to have fair presentation of financials. But again, the key takeaway there, clean opinion. Page 34, this is your statement of net position. So these are all your funds combined. This is your governmental activities and your business type activities. I don't really talk about the component units because I feel like that's kind of outside the thing here, so we'll just focus on the county itself. Net position, I always focus on that because as it's kind of a measure. If over time, not necessarily year to year, but over time, if net position is tracking up, could mean financial health. If it's tracking down, could mean financial deterioration. But at the end of the year, we had $234 million in net investment in capital assets, $34 million in restricted, $85.5 million in unrestricted, for a total $354 million in net position. The very next page, 36 and 37, this is your statement of activities. This just says, this is the statement that shows you, beginning of the year, we were at 349.2 million in net position. That increased during the year, 4.9 million, and at the end of the year was the 354 million that we just talked about. Page 38 is what I'll call traditional governmental accounting. This is your general fund. In there, there's 5 levels of fund balance, and we'll go over that a little later, but the GFOA recommends at least 2 months, a minimum of 2 months reserves, which is committed, assigned, or unassigned, of your expenditures, and we're at about 4 to 5 months. So nice little cushion there as well. Again, moving on pretty quickly here. I know we're short on time. Enterprise funds is on page 44, and this is your sanitary district, Bay Bridge, airport, and some couple of non-major funds. And the thing about enterprise funds is they are designed to operate on their own. They're kind of like a for-profit. They're intended, the services that you charge are intended to cover the cost. If you notice, there is an operating loss for the sanitary district of $2 million. Now, remember, there is depreciation in there and some other things, so that's not I always just focus on that line just because it's a great indicator of, hey, are the services we're charging about right? But just that's the one thing I want to point out there is, yeah, so the sanitary district had a operating loss of $2 million. The Bay Bridge Airport had $621,000, and the non-major about $134,000. Again, there's more to the story, but I just wanted to point that out. 71 and 72. There's a lot on those pages, but the takeaway is these are your capital assets. We're sitting in one of them right now. A lot of numbers here, and the basis of it is we started the year at about $347 million in capital assets, net of any accumulated depreciation. We invested $14.5 million in new assets into the county. We had net disposals of $2.5 million. We had depreciation of $13.5 million. All that said, we ended the year $346 million. So we started with 347 and ended with 346, so pretty much a break even. So what that says is you're investing back into the system, I'll say, and we're using up the depreciation is about the same amount that we're using of that. And remember, depreciation is an estimate. It says, hey, here's the asset. We think it's going to last X time. So that's what that represents. Page 77 is non-current liabilities. Just pointing out your bonds and notes payables. We started the year at $160 million. We had $7.4 million in new debts this year. We paid down $12.3, so overall our bonds and note payables decreased from $160 to $155. Page 91, we spoke about the different funds. Remember, with the fund types, there's non-spendable, restricted, committed, assigned, and unassigned. This chart on page 91 explains what they're for. But remember, non-spendable is it can't be spent. It's inventory or prepaid. It's already spent. Restricted is generally restricted outside of these 4 walls by the government or a grant or something of that nature. Committed is kind of like earmarked by formal action amongst the people in this room. Assigned is management intends it for specific use, so that's kind of earmarked by management. and unassigned, can be used at will of the county. I'm going to go over a couple things real quick. Maryland pension plan, real quick, 72% funded. Again, you guys get your census data together, send it up to Maryland, they do it, send us our piece back. But the key there is that's 72% funded. Our county OPEB plan, which is other post-employment benefits, that's 51% funded. And the LoSAP plan, which is length of service plan, that has 0% funded. The OPEB, LoSAP, and pension, there's no requirement to fund it. It's just telling you where we are at that point. Obviously, the more you fund it, the less burden for future years. The less you fund it, then you're more as a pay-as-you-go as you're going through it. And then 178, page 178, that is, this is in the statistical section. Started my conversation off about net position. If that's trending up, it could mean financial health. If it's trending down, it could mean financial deterioration. This page I like because it's a 10-year trend. So in 2016, we had 158 million in net position in the county. And today we're at 354. So that's a 122% increase, a $195 million increase. So I think generally speaking, that's a financial health indicator. So that is the financial statements, and I hope I did it quick enough. And I have a couple things I got to talk to you about the audit communications that are required, but do you have any questions on the financials for the ACFA? All righty. So in the audit communications, there's just a few things that I'm required to communicate to those charged with governance, who are you ladies and gentlemen. First is, we did have some new accounting standards, GASB 101, which is compensated absences, and 102. The key estimates within these financials are depreciation expense, the OPEB liability, the pension liability, and the LoSAP liability. There's some leases in here that have some estimated features to it. There's a subscription liability, which is similar to a lease, had some estimates, and same with compensated absences. So what that means is, that's not something, it's not like cash, you can just point to a number. Management comes up with a number, we look at it, make sure we agree with that, and then we go on. But the key is that that's a long-term estimate. We had no difficulties performing the audit. We have some journal entries. We gave it to management, no disagreements with management. We did ask management to sign a rep letter, which means we told you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So we can do this. No, and as far as we know, management has not consulted with any other independent auditors. Again, that's just required communications I have to give to you. We had one material weakness. We've already talked to management about that. And then we have two other comments that we've already talked to them about that. Next year, GASB 103 is coming down the pipeline, so we'll meet up with management probably in the May timeframe and discuss that. That will have a little bit of impact on what you're seeing in front of you. And GASB 104 is a disclosure of certain capital assets. This will have a minimal impact as well, but nothing earth-shattering. So that's your audit. A lot of work done in 10 minutes, and I do want to thank your staff here. You have a great group right here. What we're seeing across the industry is you see a lot of seasoned, good accountants retiring and no one backfilling that. You guys don't have that problem thanks to these three here. So that makes our audit and our job a lot easier when you have good staff in-house. So we appreciate it.
Very good. Page 35, the Board of Ed. We have total assets of 200 million.
Page 35. The
Board of Ed.
Yep.
So it's 200 million assets, total assets? 200?
Yeah, 200,321. Yep.
So that includes the buildings as well?
Correct. So of the 200 million, right above that, the 34 and the 142 is capital assets.
They're depreciable.
Net of depreciation.
So at the bottom, it's negative 41 million.
Correct. Of net position. That's their net position.
As of June 30th.
As of June 30, 25. Correct. And so these numbers, I can't speak to them a whole lot because somebody else does I think we actually do the audit, our firm, but I'm not a part of it. And what we do is we take that audit and just put those numbers in here as to what that, because they get a whole full financial. This is just kind of a summary of it. And the reason it's in here is because a component unit essentially means that they are relying upon the county for financial help.
For tax
And
dollars.
Yeah,
Which
and
is-
you can see the library and the housing authority.
Which is the unrestricted amounts that you're referring to, the deficit of 220 million.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be covered somehow.
That's why Jeff's here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
How long does this process take?
About 500-600 hours from the beginning. You know, we come out in May and June timeframe and do what we call preliminary work. We'll kind of, hey, has any internal controls changed over the last year? We'll do some testing there that we can. And then usually we kind of back off from July and August. And in September, we'll start saying, when you guys are ready, start sending us stuff, and we start cranking into it. And then, I mean, just getting this together, this 200-page document is probably 2 weeks of work for somebody. So that's 600 hours, that's 500-600 hours. And that's all driven by those standards that I talked about. There's certain things we're required to do, and if we do all them, then that means our opinion is warranted, you know, and that's the value of it. So that's why we stated as standards, so you guys can trust that we did enough to be able to say, hey, we think these numbers are good. And that's why industry and the public can now rely on these as good numbers.
Might have a little bit to do with our successful AAA bond rating.
Helps.
Yeah, the other thing that you bring up a good point. This is a ACFR, and we've got certified for how many years now? Probably 20 plus.
You're in the 20s.
25, so that's the high. So there could be a much condensed of financials that don't have the MD&A and statistical section, but when you go all in, like management has, it gives you better bond ratings and better rates when you go to borrow as well. So that's the advantage of it.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Very
If
good.
I give you my wife's phone number, will you work with her?
Absolutely.
Honey, I'm just kidding.
Any other questions?
No, that'll do
That's
it.
excellent, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Always like
Great
good
work.
news.
Thanks.
Yeah, great evening.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. Good to see you.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, next up, we have character counts. Are they here? Okay.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
Yep. All right, Commissioners, next we have the character counts spotlight. And February is respect. So we have Miss Melinda Ray, character counts coordinator, and Miss Diane Mormon White from Soul Line Dancing.
Bill, singing.
Come right on up. You're right
Sing?
on cue.
Oh, I'm not singing.
R-E-S-P-C-T.
Oh, no.
on,
They just
Rick.
had the door.
Find out what it means to me.
Hope they changed that.
Miss Diane's
Sign.
gonna come up with me while you guys.
Yeah, please. Yeah, come on up. Get
Well,
comfortable.
picture, she brought a lot of fun friends, and she had something small she'd like to say.
All right.
There's extra points if you sit up front.
That's right. That's right. Plenty of seats up front. That's right. Come on in.
I just think you're having way too much fun.
I love my job. Y'all hired the right person for this one.
Way too much fun.
Come on and have a seat. You can already see how wonderfully deserving she is, that all these people wanted to come and celebrate her.
Yeah, that's right. Come on.
I think if we have enough time after, Patrick's got some moves he'd like to share with everybody.
Oh,
You got any balloons? You have any balloons?
Of course, I'm just kidding.
Phil taught me how to dance.
And this is item,
Would you like me to
item
read it
2,
the
tab
first?
6. I believe there's a resolution in there, but Melinda, you ready? All right, take it away. Respect.
You want to do the resolution first?
The what?
The resolution?
Spotlight.
Spotlight.
In the spotlight, the spotlight, yep. The Character Counts pillar celebrated in February is RSP ECT. This pillar is both given and received, and its core is simply training others the way, or treating others the way you would want to be treated. Our honoree this month shows respect with dedication, compassion, and apparently a lot of fun. Diane Mormon White brought soul line dancing to Queen Anne's County Parks and Recreation in September of 2023. The class size quickly grew by word of mouth, with participants raving how Diane and the dances provide good cardio, good fellowship, and all-around exercise for the mind and body. Diane ensures everybody is supported and warmly welcomed into the fold, routinely celebrating birthdays and special milestones of participants. Many times after class, the group will go out to a local establishment to keep the dance going. Her dedication and RSP ECT for her participants doesn't end there. At the end of the year, Diane plans a celebration of their commitment with dancing, food, and fellowship. Diane's respect for her participants was particularly evident to Jamie Duckworth. Jamie had been taking Diane's class since the very first session and even celebrated her 80th birthday with the class in 2024. When a medical condition sidelined Jamie for several weeks in 2025, Diane decided to take the class to her. Jamie was surprised and thrilled to see her classmates and was deeply touched by the visit. The class performed 3 dances, and Jamie even joined in for one of them. This level of respect is inclusiveness is common for Diane. Thank you, Diane, for showing RSP ECT and going above and beyond to make your participants feel welcome, important, and valued. And as always, if you are aware of a business, a nonprofit, or an individual in the county exemplifying one or all 6 of those pillars of character, be sure to nominate them for future spotlight by visiting Character Counts website, www.peopleofcharacter.org/RASPECT. You have the floor.
Yes.
Say a few words?
Sure.
Okay.
Actually, it's required.
That's a good thing. So, I am deeply honored and humbled to receive this award. This recognition, which celebrates the fundamental value of respect, is incredibly meaningful to me. I would like to extend a sincere thank you to the county commissioners, to Melinda of Character Counts, of where's James and Karen, of Queen Anne's County Parks and Recreation, who gave me my first gig. I appreciate that you guys believed in me. And we're here. I see my son came and his girlfriend came from Brooklyn, and I didn't expect them to be here, so that's a good surprise. And they also nominated me too, so I appreciate that. To me, respect means intentionally listening, seeking to understand others' perspectives, and treating everyone with compassion and kindness, regardless of our differences. Respect is a conscious decision to bring people together, and I have chosen to do that through dance. There is something profoundly symbolic about our line dance classes. When we step on the dance floor, we are a diverse group of individuals moving in unison to the same rhythm. As we hold our lines and give each other space, we create a physical manifestation of respect. I want to thank my family for their unwavering love and for believing in my vision for DMW Soul Fitness. I also thank my friends for their steadfast support. To my vibrant line dance family, you guys rock. You are more than just students. You are my inspiration. Thank you for showing up and showing out, trying your best, and for embodying the spirit of respect both on and off the dance floor. By showing respect, we create a community where everyone feels welcomed and valued. This award belongs to all of us who chooses to treat others with respect every day. And thank you again for this incredible honor.
We're gonna get a picture. And she was so nervous, and she did wonderful. The film up here, and I've just got to say how much opportunity you have given Symphony Village to connect with other people. Thank you. So, thank you. And then I also wrote you just read. I put that in there for you as well.
That was great. Thank you so much.
Come right in the I was gonna say, yeah. I'm gonna jump out so that more room for people. Come on, family.
How about we do this? How about the commissioners step out of this one so there's room for everybody?
We'll stand in the back.
James, Sharon,
Phil. Phil.
So you get in front of me.
Do I need a wide angle lens on this one?
Yeah.
Get on Steve's shoulders.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Go outside the door, Beth.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Get it?
1, 2, 3, all right.
So would it be okay if we just stay for the update on the rec center because
Stay as long as you want to
we're
stay.
running out of space. at
Stay
the
as long as you want.
There you go.
Come on. All right.
Guess Parks and Rec is next, huh?
All right, Commissioners, our next presentation is Mr. Steve Chanley. He's our Director of Parks and Recreation, and we have a Parks and Recreation update this evening, and it's up on the screen. Also in your books, under tab number 6, item 3, pages 24 through 43. Ready? And you want to take it away? Jim, you want to come up too? No. You're good? Okay. All right. All right, cool, all right.
So we have an opportunity to preview all the presentations that come to us. We get our books on Friday, and then we have the weekend to look over everything. You have been busy. You and your team have been busy.
Here. Okay, again, thank you guys for the opportunity. I know we've had a couple of changes in our date to meet to get updated, so as Commissioner Dumanel said, there's a lot of information, and I don't want you guys to freak out when you've seen the 20 slides or so. A lot of it is just quick information, and the whole thing is a picture tells 1,000 words, so it explains a lot of what we're doing. But you guys can be a hard act to follow this time. Okay, just a couple of 2025 completed projects. I've listed them up there. We retrofitted some ball field lights at 18. We redid the tennis courts and paving and fencing at Old Love Point, Round Top Court, lighting. We got the White Marsh Sewer installation, which has been a project that we've been pushing for a while. We even continued with improving the skate park. We got a restroom in there. And one of the things that we had talked about in previous conversations was a invasive management program, a master contract where we have about 10 or so vendors listed where we can pull them at different times to go ahead and do some projects. We put that to good use. We finally got a generator at Route 18, in which, almost came in handy in January storm. We were, we were sweating bullets on that one. And then again, looking out after our trails, the pedestrian bridge at Piney Creek, we got that inspected. In fact, we got all of our bridges inspected, and structurally they're sound. We did a more in-depth one on Piney Creek, and again, structurally it's sound, but we do have some work to do, and we'll take care of that this coming spring. Upcoming projects. All of these projects here, if everything goes according to my timeline, we could probably have most of these done by probably May or June. And you see up there, we've got the Churchill pickleball courts, Churchill Park trail repaving, Sellersville trail repaving, White Marsh restroom construction. They should be starting work next week on that. Mowbray Playground, as I'm sure many of you have seen, has just gone up like gangbusters.
I've already had people sending comments on what it looks like, and I mean, people are thrilled.
Yeah, it's going to be a very nice project out there, and it's going to bring people to Mowbray Park.
The cold and the ice did not stop them. They were out there.
No.
I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah, quick little story about that. I thought that was going to hold us up with construction starting. So they initially brought out one crew, and then some other crews that they had in other areas were unable to work. So they brought all of them in. So at one point in time, I think we had about 12 people there working. So we fast-tracked that. We're much further ahead than I had anticipated. So we're looking forward to that. As I mentioned last night in the PRAB meeting, and I'll throw it out here tonight, I think this is a good project to do a nice ribbon cutting afterwards. We have the Mesonet project, which is a weather station, essentially. We're going to do one at Sellersville Elementary and also at White Marsh Park. And again, I talked about the invasive management program, taking out all of the vines and trees that are, bushes that are, not supposed to be there, that are detrimental to the area. Again, with the trails, this has been an ongoing one. We've moved ahead. We've got phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 almost completed. Phase 3, we've got the base down. We're just waiting for it to be paved. We're looking to be able to do that. I was hoping sometime in March, but depending on what snow and rain we have, that's next on our list to get that taken care of. And once we get that taken care of, we've got phase 4, which is what I'll say across the street, which by Christ Church and across the street from the Mattapique School Complex. That's in planning and design and engineering phase right now. So we're moving forward on that. We also did a grant. We had a grant that talked about the feasibility of a trail from the Cross County Connector to Queenstown. And that was done through the Baltimore Metropolitan Bicycle Group. Again, I talk about invasive weed management. I know this looks like an AI picture, but it's actually not. It's actually one of the groups that were out there doing that. So I really like that picture. And that's one of, this was taken up at Conquest, and this is also done in cooperation with DNR and Washington College. A gentleman named Dan Small has been instrumental in assisting us with projects out there. Recreation events, here's a nice picture of our Learn to Skateboard group out there. Here's a list of 2025 programs that have taken place, our camps, classes, leagues, adaptive programs, trips, events. So you can see there's a whole lot that our staff has been offering. And they've done a lot of great things, and they've really added a lot to the menu that we offer. Athletic field use, that's always a topic. You can see the number of organizations that have been out there. We've got 25 outside organizations, 18 fall league seasonal permits, and that's 18 groups. It's not just 18 individual permits. Spring league, again, we've got about 16. You can see that we've got almost 2,000 hours of time. We've got Bats Neck with 759 hours, Churchill with 609, Kent Island High School with 398, and Queen Anne's High School with 152 hours. and almost 70,000 in revenue from that program. Since we brought on the fields at Bats Neck and Churchill, that has really lowered the numbers for the high schools, which has worked out well, because now there's, you've got 4 options as opposed to just 2 options. Again, continuing with athletic fields, these are our natural grass fields. You can see we've got really 2,600 participants in the spring and in the fall. But you can see the number of fields that our staff has to take care of each season. About 77 in the fall and 70, 80, 85 in the spring. So there's a lot of ball field taken care of. Getting the organizations, making sure they're getting ample time out there, scheduling their games, and continuing on. We've got tournaments. Again, this is last year's figures for tournaments. We've got a tournament scheduled at the end of March that has 55 teams in it. Hoping weather will be on our side, that we'll be able to get it taken care of. And it's going to be tough because, of all the snow and the rain that we've had, there's a lot of moisture that's in the ground. So we need some warm days to be able to get out there to work those fields up. So basically, from Parks and Recreation, on the recreation aspect, thank you guys for a great year, and thank you to my staff for a great year too. Which moves us on to our next division, public landings. These are the new permits, they're blue. One of the big projects, Crumpton, Commissioner Wilson, I know that was near and dear to your heart. We got that one complete, as well as Deep Landing is about 3/4 of the way complete, so we're moving fast on that. Muddy Creek, the bid has gone out. Engineer was selected, and they're getting ready to start work on that. Again, a picture of what was done up at Crumpton Landing. Deep Landing, kayak launch there. And one good thing is that was good is because Crumpton and Deep Landing are very close to each other and very important for duck hunting. And we did not impede anybody from duck hunting, so that was good to hear. Again, with the Long Point Muddy Creek Basin, that's again the project that I was just referring to. Bay Bridge Airport, they've got a lot of projects underway and a lot of projects planned out. Runway rehab and light construction, taxiway lighting, and there are multiple phases through multiple years. But again, they're always looking to improve, working cooperatively with MAA and FAA. Stay in their good graces, and they continue to support us and the projects that we do. Blue Heron Golf Course. We had to close Blue Heron, the back 9, until springtime. The reason being is we got a disease called dollar spot. And if you look at the little brown spots, they truly look like silver dollars. They're about the size of that. And it's a turf disease that, that does show its head at different times. But we're in the process of treating it, and it should be ready for the springtime. And with that being said, our golf course maintenance contract that we have now expires in December of 2026. So we'll be looking to rebid that contract, probably, I would say September or October, put it out for 30 days and see what, whether the same contractor reapplies and, is the winning bid or we get somebody new. Again, the December timeframe is the right time to do the switch because you don't want to try to bring on another contractor in the midst of the growing season. So timing is going to take place, rebidding it in the fall. And Eric, our golf course manager, recently went down to a golf course conference to take a look at, a variety of different applications that are out there, ways to make his job more efficient and better. So we're always looking to improve. And, that's just a quick snapshot. We got a lot of things going on, a lot of things that we'll be, obviously asking for in the upcoming budget season. But again, I think, we do I like to say, a fairly decent job of asking for and producing with what we asked for. And, there's a lot of good things that are going on there. And you guys have always been, super, super supportive. And, we couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you guys.
We, she's sitting there going, where's the rec center? You know?
All sounded good, but
Miss Diane, Google it.
Well, it's in the works. It really is. We have a rendering that's in, you feel like showing that rendering? Or you want to hold off?
Let's hold off.
Okay, we'll hold off. So we're working on it. We are full steam ahead on it because it's been something that the county's needed for a dozen years. And now that we're getting caught up on all the other things, that's a big ticket item. But we are committed with bringing that forward because our youth have nowhere to go. We use the schools a lot of times, and it's frustrating. So to have a facility that we can use and everyone can use, I think it's going to be a huge hit for Queen Anne's County. So hopefully sooner rather than later.
I'll teach until I'm 90, so.
Do you guys have any questions or?
No, man, you're doing outstanding.
nope.
Good report.
Your team does a great job.
It's only taken you 10 months to bring it.
It's actually longer than that. But it's good, it was worth the
But
wait.
in the meantime, you've bought like 20 trucks, though, I will say that, so.
That's why I didn't have any pictures in there.
I figured that. Yeah, I didn't see one new truck in there.
I didn't
What's
see
going
one
on?
new truck in those pictures.
Or a snowplow.
Thanks, Chief. See you guys.
Congratulations.
Yep,
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Next time you gotta dance, though, or do something other than just,
Son came down from New York.
yeah, that's awesome.
That was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Well, they live in,
Very cool.
they live in Four Seasons. There's, the wife is really good friends with
Oh, really?
both of them, yeah. She actually got Miss Diane started with, her husband, he's a retired over in Switzerland.
Oh, yeah.
Trip, when they first opened the clubhouse at Four Seasons. That's when I first met him, and they sat there and talked for a good while. Yeah.
12 hours to Brooklyn. The Beastie Boys.
Next, Commissioners, we have the Department of Public Works. So first up, if you want to convene as the Roads Board.
Make a motion that we convene as a roads board.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you, Commissioner. So Public Works is under tab number 2. We have one item for the Roads Board, and that is a grant of easement to SCW Friel down on Grange Hall Road. And this is an easement for some utility work down there he wants to do under our road. So Shane, you want to explain this for us, please?
Sure. Do you want to make a motion first, or you?
Is it, yeah, I'll make the
You
motion.
can
I
make
move
the
to
motion.
execute the SCW field grant of easement and right-of-way agreement for Grange Hall Road for construction, maintenance, repair, and replacement of an irrigation water line and electric service, so.
Second.
Sure. So Friels is looking to do an extension of their irrigation system to the other side of Grange Hall Road. So that involves a 14-inch conduit for a future 10-inch water line and a 4-inch conduit for a future electric line.
So it's an extension of the existing one there, not a replacement.
No, it's an extension of their irrigation system. It would go under Grange Hall Road, and there is the agreement is here, and as well as a easement drawing for you to see. So
You put the electric and the water in the same trench?
Only once.
That's
It's,
what it says?
Two different sleeves, though.
yeah, two different sleeves.
Two different sleeves.
It's a
but
20-foot
in the
wide
drawing-
easement under the road. They'll do conduit. So there'll be electric within a conduit within a conduit.
They gotta be separated by a sleeve. They can't be next to each other, not in a sleeve. They have to be sleeved.
But I'm saying they can be, when they're sleeved like that, they can be next to each other.
As long as they're sleeved.
I didn't know that.
And they're not planning to do a trench. They're planning to run conduit within that 20-feet easement. They're going to do a 14-inch conduit and then a 4-inch conduit. And then they'll put a pipe within a pipe and a
Yeah.
pipe with, yeah,
Right.
exactly.
All right. Other questions, comments?
Nope.
All right, this is, we're going to execute the SCW Friel grant of easement and right-of-way. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Thank you.
Bill? Motion to convene.
Make a motion to continue as a sanitary board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There we go.
All right, Commissioners, item number 2, pages 8 through 65. This is for the Southern Kent Island Sanitary Project Phase 4. MDE loan resolution authorization to incur debt. And this is a resolution prepared by our bond counsel to enable the sanitary district to incur debt up to $11,150,517 to fund all eligible costs associated with serving Phase 4 of the South Kent Islands Sewer Project, serving Chesapeake Estates, Stony Isle of Kent, Mattapique Estates, and Bats Neck area. So,
Need a motion?
yeah, we'd like a motion.
I move to adopt the MDE Loan Resolution 26-02 in order to secure Maryland Department of Environmental loan funding to fund the ongoing sewer improvements for Phase 4 of the Southern Kent Islands Sanitary Project, and further, move to accept the format of the attached loan agreement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this item?
Fourth and final.
Final. You start all over again.
Yeah, what, for Dominion and Marlin Farms?
Yeah, but when you start over again, you'll be 1-0, so, you know.
And this loan is paid back by the property owner, right?
Yes.
For 30.
We pay it back over 30 years. They pay it over 20 years.
Very good. No discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you.
Yep, and I will say this has been a great project. Public Works and Mr. Quimby's been doing an outstanding job managing this thing. It's been a long
Even
time
with some
coming.
growing pains of changing the contractor and.
Yeah, that was a hiccup, for sure.
Nope.
I was gonna say, that was just a hiccup. Yeah.
Well, you also,
But we have much better contract documents now than we have had.
That's
but
always
the days of being at the Kent Island High School auditorium and trying to get a motion and getting anything done and lasers shooting at you and everything else, so now everybody loves it.
Wouldn't say everybody, but.
I was gonna say, you still got a couple.
Listen, if we can get, hey, if we
I
can
think the
get,
people that aren't having the ponds in their backyard love this.
if we can get 70% of it right, you can just apologize to the other 30.
Yeah, no,
If you look at the weather we've had the last 3 weeks with how wet that ground is, I can only imagine what that would look like down there. Wow. Thank you, guys.
yeah, it's been a great project and good for the economy, good for the communities. And,
Absolutely.
Not to
folks
mention
are
the
really
health
happy.
of the bay.
And the health of the bay, right?
We're
That's
killing
right.
it there, that's for sure.
Health of the bay.
Ahead of everybody else.
Commissioners, that is all we had for DPW. We have half a dozen action items here. If you want to turn to tab number 3, we can run through these action items. Item number 1, tab 3, item 1, page 1. I have a resolution number 2601, rate of interest to be paid upon redemption of properties sold at tax sale. And this is a resolution that establishes the rate of interest to be paid upon properties that are sold at tax sale. Currently, the legislature has limited our ability to charge our 12% rate. So they've reduced that to the maximum of 10%. So this resolution establishes the rate at 10% per that new state statute.
I move to adopt resolution 2601, establishing the rate of interest to be paid upon redemption of property sold at tax sale.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. Item 2 on page 2, this is a letter of support for the Bay Bridge Run 2026 to be held on November 8th, 2026.
I move to execute the letter of support for the Bay Bridge Run to be held on November 8th, 2026.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Thank you, Commissioners. Item 3 on pages 3 through 15. This is a Conservation Reserve Enhancement Program CREP agreement of sale and project agreement on the lands of Ralph Whaley Jr. and April D. Whaley. This is for 35.2 acres of their 245.9 acre property that is ready to be submitted to the Maryland Department of Natural Resources for review and final approval. Submission is ready to go. There are no additional county funds being utilized for this conservation easement.
I move to execute the Conservation Reserve Enhancement Program easement agreement of sale and project agreement for Ralph C. Whaley Jr. and April D. Whaley's property.
Second.
We
Second.
got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none? Look, they're not even going to put you on the hot seat, but so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. Thanks for being here, Joe.
Yeah.
Item 4 on pages 16 through 21 is the Maryland 250 Once in a Generation Grant. Our Economic and Development Tourism Group has been awarded a $15,000 250 Once in a Generation grant, and the grant funds will be used for the project Queen Anne's County 250, celebrating our heritage in celebration of the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. No county matching funds are required. We have 3 primary components on this one. We'll be developing a QAC Maryland 250 trail brochure to guide visitors to more than 20 historic sites. We'll be proposing to co-sponsor an expanded 4th of July celebration on the courthouse green with the Queen Anne's County Historical Society. And we propose to co-sponsor a community picnic and vintage baseball showdown with the Sudlersville Betterment Club on October the 10th, the birth month of Jimmy Fox.
And vintage baseball. So gloves, if they can find them, uniforms,
Yeah.
everything
That'd be
will
cool.
be vintage.
Hands. I was told. I move to support Queen Anne's County's economic tourism development and their application for the $15,000 grant and approve to move forward with this project.
Second.
A motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Barehand. Where are they gonna find a baseball that soft?
I don't know, that's what I heard, they're playing barehanded.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, Commissioners, moving on.
Wait till they see my strike zone.
Item number 5 on pages 22 through 24. This is a Millington Freedom Serenity Trail Park Grant Application Letter of Support. This came from the town of Millington. They are making application to the Maryland Historical Trust for a Freedom Serenity Trail Park situated in downtown Millington in Kent County. So they'd like our support. No money, but just want our support.
I move to execute the letter of support for Millington's Freedom Serenity Trail Park Grant application.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. Item number 6 on page 25, this is Budget Amendment CC7 for moderately priced housing. This budget amendment increases the budget authority for the NPDU fee in lieu for FY26, as well as increasing the number of loans that are available for the first-time home buyers in FY26. This increase of $200,000 is funded with available fund balance in Fund 713 under our moderately priced housing loan program. And Mr. Mike Clark is here if you have any questions.
I move to approve budget amendment CC7, moderately priced housing.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
You want to talk about it, since you're here?
It's
Please.
Come on, Mike.
Please.
Evening. So the moderately priced dwelling unit is this revolving loan is one of the options that people have through the planning and zoning code when they're doing the moderate priced dwelling unit part. They can do a fee in lieu, which has been one of the most popular pieces for when developers come in. They take the fee in lieu and they pay a certain amount to meet that regulation. And then that funding has been very well received, and it goes out in revolving loans. It goes out in revolving loans to folks that have moderately priced income or moderate levels of income, typically 80% of median income, and they get a loan of about $50,000, and they can use that for any part of the purchasing of the home, the down payment. And then what happens after, then they don't have to pay any interest, just stays there, and then when they transfer the title and sell it again, the $50,000 comes back for us to use again for another family that could use it. And it's been a real popular thing for us, and I personally like it because it allows a person who, one, they can live in Queen Anne's County. It makes it more affordable for them. The second thing I like is that they can choose the neighborhood they want to be in. They don't have to necessarily be in the new neighborhood. It might be nice. They might like an affordable home that's built within that neighborhood, but it also gives them some flexibility to buy it. And then oftentimes the neighbors have no idea when they move in. They just think it's John so-and-so that just moved into the neighborhood, and they don't realize they're moderately priced dwelling unit population. So, and then the money goes back and is used perpetuity. I shouldn't have used that in.
Oh, you pulled it off.
Yeah, so that's as long as it gets paid back, and it also complements our other one, which you might be familiar with critical workforce loans. Similar program, but it's for volunteer firefighters, it's for teachers, EMS, et cetera. That's a similar program. They can go up to 100% of the median income, and we've got some strong stories that are going there. I think we have a couple EMS person with a new family just got a place in Centerville just recently. And let's see, this year we've, success story. Keandra Brown, a single mother of 3. One was older and out of the home, but still has 2 teens living with her. She was first-time home buyer, had been a long-time renter up until now. Kendra is a very hardworking and dedicated mother with a very stable work history. At one point in time, though, she did fall in hard times when the company she worked for wasn't able to pay the salaries to the employees. She reached out to Cindy Boone in our office for one-time assistance to help cover her rent. And then a couple years later, she worked so hard, saved money, and was able to purchase a home right here in Centerville for her and her 2 teenage children in a beautifully updated 3-bedroom home right here in Centerville. And that's a picture of them holding the check that you all authorized, and very excited family with middle school. And she also acknowledged, I got to find, we also have a couple things with the critical workforce. I believe we have an EMS and teacher getting ready to move into their first home.
Nice. Question for you, Mike. So the percentage of contractors or developers that take the fee in lieu or actually provide 10% of the units, say an apartment complex.
Right.
Are you seeing more leaning towards the fee in lieu, or?
Well, it's kind of separate you out first, but as far as the developers that are developing to sell the properties and sell, that every time so far has become fee in lieu, or they've donated property way back in the day to use. As far as the apartments, it really isn't. All the rental apartments that I'm aware of that are eligible have done where they offer the apartment at a limited rate, and then our role is to qualify them to make sure they do fall within the 80% income level, and then it's up to the apartment owner to decide if they meet all the other requirements to let them.
Gotcha.
That's been, we worked real hard because, and Promenade was our first one, and they've been great partners from the beginning, and I just felt a commitment. You have business folks out there kind of being willing, kind of having this forced on them, but okay, so we've got to get them referrals quickly, and I think if you ask them, they say we did that. And we continue so that they never have to lose money because of an empty apartment because of something we did. We try to get them the referrals quickly.
How many applications do you guys receive in a year?
It depends on opening. That's a very good question, but I think we just kind of keep a waiting list. And I would, for the MPDU loans, you can see that we budgeted for 4 of these and want to do another 4, which hopefully you all will approve with that. And that allows us to do 8 there, and then we'll do probably another 4 critical workforce. So this year, potentially, we could do up to 12.
Okay.
Can you come back in a couple of months, give us an update on the housing retreat?
Oh, sure.
That's what we were talking about.
Sure, yeah. Happy to do that. The Housing Authority and the Housing Office recently had a planning retreat.
I got a question, Mike. So
Yes.
Using the example of a $50,000 grant for someone to buy a house, and when they sell the house, we get our $50,000 back. That could be 20 years down the road. It could be longer.
It could be
50,000 doesn't go as far then as it does now. Is there any way to maybe tie some sort of
Escalator?
Yeah, very minimal amount of interest to see if that helps it, or is not really worth it? How many of those do we have out there right now?
Oh,
More than 20?
great question. Oh, yes, we have a large amount out there, and I have that typically right at the tip of my tongue, and you might have just stumped me. It's a big number. We have a big map. I'm trying to think of. Let's see. No, we actually. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that information.
Yeah, that's
for you.
fine.
More than 50?
Probably between 30 and 50.
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah. That's all, I'm just, because I think that's a great program, but, to help in that next family trying to, 20 years down the road, and that 50 is not gonna go as far Well,
Well,
Lord, in the last 10 years alone, what's going on?
and between 30 and 50 includes our critical workforce also,
Yeah.
which has been around a lot longer. As far as, I don't think there's any restrictions, so if at some point we wanted to offer it and make it a bigger amount, I will say that when we compare it with other folks that have similar programs, we far exceed the amount. Like, the largest one I've heard other than ours is like $20,000,
Right,
so.
yeah. Okay, cool. Well, thank you, appreciate it. Well, we have, that's it for-
Mike, is there any updates on Slippery Hill issues?
I think the person asked for Slippery Hill is Tom Aid. The part that we have.
Green Street.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the owner of Slippery Hill. We have partnerships that we put some folks in there with critical workforce, or not critical, with housing choice vouchers. And that's programs got it up going, but as far as the operations of that's handled by Green Street.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
All right, thanks, Mike.
any further discussion? We're voting on budget amendment CC 7. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. There we go.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. Next, we have desk item number 1. We have a rural legacy easement assignment of interest. And this is kind of a housekeeping item. Actually, back in 2001, the county and the state of Maryland, through DNR, were the co-grantees of a rural legacy easement on the Chino Farm, roughly 3,600 acres. And the Commissioners in 2021 agreed and unanimously voted that the county would assign its interest as co-grantee over to DNR as the sole grantee of the conservation easement. However, that assignment instrument was never prepared or executed. As it stands right now, Washington College, which leases part of the property, is seeking to amend the rural legacy easement plat to accommodate an institutional use on one of the parcels for the development of a bird banding station. So in order to obtain that written approval from DNR, the assignment from Queen Anne's County must be formally completed and recorded in the land record. So I have all that information here for your review, along with the letter from 2001 when the Commissioners did vote to assign this over to the DNR.
I'm also here to answer any questions.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I move to execute the assignment of rural legacy deeds of conservation easement to the Department of Natural Resources for Chino Farms.
Second.
Do you want to speak, say anything for our viewers?
Just really quickly, I know, to give a little background on this, back in 2021, the college, under different leadership than there is there now, came to the county to ask if they could be the steward of the property along with DNR, and that's kind of where we got to today. We did get conditional use approval to build a new bird banding station on one of the parcels, and accordingly we have to amend the plat. And part of that is keeping DNR happy and buttoning up everything that we need to, and the assignment is one of those pieces, so thank you.
Okay, we got a motion on the table. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you.
Thank you, Genevieve. All right, thank you. All right, Commissioners, our last desk item for this evening is the grant letter of support for the FY27 cycle of the MORE grant. This is to support our local opioid education and prevention program, which is managed by Julie Killey over at the via the Department of the Public School System.
I move to execute the letter of support for the FY27 MORE grant application.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Press and public comment, you got anything on the? So we'll skip by press and public comment. Who would like to go first tonight? Let's make Patrick, I'm gonna give him a break. There you go. Jack, how about you?
Yeah, so I only have one thing. I got a call while we were meeting. So I'm gonna, real quick, Senate Bill 755 is in, and the watermen and fisheries and all are asking for us to write a letter of support. Dorchester, Kent, and Talbot have already issued them for. It is to reinstate the month of August for the fisheries, where they're trying to pull that whole month back.
For rockfish?
Fishing,
Really?
yeah, rockfish. So this Senate Bill 755 reinstates August, and they just want a letter of support. So I'm gonna make a motion that we write a letter of support for 755.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
There we go.
That was SB 755, Commissioner? Okay.
Yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to Captain Newberry.
Captain Newberry?
Yeah, he's got the info on it, so. That's all I got, Jim.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
Philip?
Yep. I don't believe I have anything.
There you go. Very good. Chris?
I'm good.
I'm really pleased at the way Mulberry Park is coming along. It was great the last snowstorm, and now they're doing a good job. Shane has volunteered to be on our mid-shore trash facility.
Mid-shore 3?
Mid-shore 3, that we're moving out of Centerville. So people in Centerville will love us. We've just got to find a place on county. I just got back from the NACO conference in DC for a couple of days, and I attended one of the talks, and the chap was from U.S. Department of Transportation, and they actually have federal plus state federal funding for the ferry system, meaning across the country. So I was not aware of that. So I sent that information to Heather, and hopefully she'll, and we know she will, she'll look into it to find out if we can get some operational, staffing, upgrade the docking area. And they also, in the same bill, which has $650 million in it, also has money for rural railroad upgrades. And I know Centerville, I believe, has put in to USDA a couple of times for upgrading the railroad behind the Tidewater. And the train goes through Sudlersville twice a day, and it has tons. I mean, we're feeding the world. I know you guys have talked about it, but when you stop and really think about it, I mean, it's quite amazing what our Eastern Shore does. And that's it.
Very good.
So I'd like to
wait. The Olympics. What an incredible game for the men's and the women's. The women's was phenomenal, and the men's just beyond patriotic. And I remember in 1980 when the men won in Lake Placid. It was the same type of feeling. So just a shout out to the greatness of our country.
Sir, did you want to speak?
I'm just going to listen.
Okay, just want to make sure I didn't miss you, because I didn't ask.
Thank you for being here.
I represent Harvard, so a lot of stuff that you guys do affects us directly.
Who do you?
Oh, very
I'm sorry,
good.
who
Are
do
you on their HOA?
I'm the president of the Harvard community, yes. We rent the only one on Route 50. Everybody else has commercial property, we do not.
Very good.
So I want to get my time back. So I just want to plant the seed. So everybody, it's that time again. I know that the cold weather and the snow we had hasn't got anybody thinking about removing the shrink wrap off their boats. But look for some more information that I'll be sharing in future commissioner meetings about where you can pick up the bag. We'd appreciate any of the marinas that want to participate in the program. We have a great partnership with the Marine Trade Association with the bags. My fellow commissioners here support us with the purchasing of those bags to incentivize the folks that have plastic on their boats to not worry about the cost. So more information moving forward, but start thinking about recycling shrink wrap off those boats as you start to de-winterize them. Thank you.
Thank you. I guess, a quick blurb of last week or so, we had the meeting with MDTA, SHA, and everybody at Kent Island High School about the replacement bridges, what they're going to look like, what they may or may not have, a shared pedestrian path. Just want to make the public be aware that you still have time to comment, and also, it's be patient. I mean, the engineering is not supposed to start till 28. We're hoping we can get that pushed up so they can get busy on that. Construction's not gonna start till 31, give or take, maybe 32. And you're looking at probably 3 years to build just one of them. And then another 10 years after that before they probably do the other bridge. So, you know, you're looking at over 20 years before the three-lane West Main Bridge, and that's if everything goes well. So just be patient. We're pushing from our end, and hopefully we can get some momentum going, but we'll have to wait and see. And with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you.